Questions. You're listening to a Faster PC live technical support here, streamed every Saturday to Facebook and YouTube, and also we're also live on the radio, WPSL 1590 on Florida's Treasure Coast. But we're here, we're ready to answer your computer, technology, streaming, and cybersecurity questions today. So we do have what we're going to be talking about today. We will be going over the latest and biggest cybersecurity threats. We'll also be going over some of the various scams that happen and how you can protect yourself. And we'll be talking about streaming, how you can stream various content. If there's ever anything that you want us to cover on this show, you can always give us a call, 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. Type your questions into the live comment section that's on one of the live videos. You can get there by going to our website at fasterpc.com. At the very top of the page, right in the middle, there's a red button that says Live Technical Support. Click on that and scroll down. On the right side, you'll see various ways that you can listen to and watch a Faster PC Live Technical Support, including links to our Facebook page and our YouTube channel where you can watch the shows live. And of course, if you're listening, maybe you're listening on the radio, you can't watch live right now, you can watch it at your convenience. We do also roll out many of those videos, many of the segments we roll out to individual videos. Last night, by the way, I did stream the Port St. Lucie Freedom Festival fireworks display, and you can watch that at our YouTube channel. I streamed that over to YouTube. There was actually a little bit of a hiccup where, well, it was raining, and not all the time, but sometimes it was just not raining, and sometimes it was sprinkling, and sometimes there were a few times where it came down pretty hard, and my wireless dropped out a few times. And anyway, that is over there. We even have a timestamp where if you just want to watch the grand finale, that's over there as well. I do want to encourage you also this morning as we're about to partake in and learning about computers and answering your computer questions, your streaming questions, your cybersecurity questions, your technical questions. I want to encourage you to keep those who are missing in Texas from the flooding. Just keep them in prayer, keep their families in prayer, and we do pray for safe return with those that are missing. And I heard that there's even a church youth group that has several people that are missing. So we do actually want to encourage you to keep them in prayer. One of the things that we do like to do here is show you how you can watch various content, and some of it you can watch for free. Some of it you do have to pay for a subscription, but we want to just show you how you can watch various content. And one of the things that we wanted to go over was two different sporting events. And again, if there's anything that you ever want to learn or want to watch out there, and you want to learn how you can do it, just let us know. Just type your comment into one of the live videos. Even if it's after the fact, type that comment in there, and we'll cover that at a later date. We'll cover that and go over that. But there are two major events, one that's ongoing and one that is starting today, that you may want to actually watch. These are sporting events, and we have a lot that are coming up soon as well. But what we're looking at is one, how to watch Wimbledon. Now, Wimbledon already started, and you can watch it, though. I know I have a friend he's actually a big tennis guy. In fact, he's taught tennis in the past, and he's actually participated in competitions himself. So this is something that definitely, if you're out there, you want to watch Wimbledon, and you want to know how to do this, well, most of the matches will actually be aired on ESPN. So ESPN is available. You can watch it on your your television, or on, if you have cable TV, you can watch it, of course. But really, you probably won't be able to watch every single match. Quite often, ESPN. There's ESPN. There's also ESPN2, and there's ESPN Plus. Sometimes they put some of the stuff on one and not the other. You can also watch at least some of the matches on the tennis channel. The tennis channel, there is a subscription that you can subscribe to the tennis channel, and that's a little bit over $100 a year. You do get a lot of matches, but when they have major matches, major tournaments, and they have a big TV sponsor, well, that TV sponsor is going to get first rights, and you can watch the games or the matches after the fact, but not right then when it's happening. So, but ESPN is available, and it's about $12 a month, and you get not only tennis, but there's a lot of other sporting events, including Monday Night Football. Monday Night NFL Football is on ESPN, and throughout the year, there's a lot of sporting events that are available on ESPN. Of course, you could get a streaming package also. So there are streaming packages that are similar to or replacements for cable TV. You could get one of those, and you could actually watch these on the ESPN channel. But there's some content, and you'll see this when we talk about the Tour de France also. You'll see this, that there is some content that's only available on the streaming platform. So, if you want to watch everything, you really have to get the streaming platform to watch everything. And that's the case with ESPN. There is some content that you have to have ESPN Plus to be able to watch it, at least to be able to watch it live. Well, one of the things that we do want to just go over is how to watch the Tour de France. So the Tour de France actually starts today, and it will be aired on Peacock and NBC. So NBC is a television station, and if you have a digital antenna, there's a good chance you can get NBC. Now, depending on what type of antenna you have and where you're located, that's going to determine whether you can actually watch NBC or not. If you have an outdoor antenna, especially if it's on a 20-foot pole put above your roof, you will be able to very likely get NBC. There's obviously, we live in Florida. We live in a very flat terrain, and we have customers that with a 20-foot pole and a digital antenna are able to pick up stations 100 miles away. So on Florida's Treasure Coast, we have customers that are able to pick up stations from all the way south to Miami to all the way northwest to Orlando. So really, there's tons of stations that are available for free with the digital antenna. Of course, you have to buy the digital antenna, you have to install it, you have to get it set up. And you may live in a community where they don't want you to have a digital antenna outside. And if that's the case, well, maybe you could sneak it out just sneak a cable out the window and, put it on a tripod or something just until you're finished watching, and then put it back inside. We have also talked to some customers that have actually used these outdoor antennas inside, and you can also use them in your attic. Now, you're not going to get as good of a coverage in your attic because they're going to have to go through plywood and there's nails and other things up there, so it does cut down the signal. But you could actually put one of these inside your house and maybe put it in a window facing the tower, and you can get that. But if you're watching on NBC, you will only watch the first stage and also the 20th stage on NBC. The rest of the stages will be available only on Peacock. So they do have live coverage of stages 1 through 20 on NBC, and highlights of stages 2, 15, 20, and 21 on NBC, but you won't get the full live coverage without Peacock. Peacock, you can watch all 21 stages, and Peacock is NBC's streaming platform. In addition to being able to watch the Tour de France with Peacock, you can also watch Sunday Night Football is available on Peacock, and there's one NFL game this season that you will not be able to watch without Peacock. So if you have cable TV, you're not going to be able to watch it. If you have the NFL Plus Premium, you can watch it after the fact. If you have the NFL Sunday Ticket, you'll be able to watch it. But I'm going to switch over real quick to actually show you the Roku, just to show you how you could actually install this. And these are available. Not only can you watch this over on Roku, but also you could watch it on your television. You could watch it on Apple TV. You could watch it on Google TV. You could watch it on the Fire Stick. So if you don't already have, and I have ESPN installed here, so if I could go into ESPN, and I would have to have a subscription. Same thing is true for Peacock. If you don't have it already, you can actually search. I'll actually go back out to the home screen, and what you can do is you go down to search, and you can actually search for the various what you want to watch, and you can actually install it. You may have installed a pin. If you have a pin, you have to type that in. And if you have any questions with that or need any help, give us a call, 772-878-5978.
Listening to a Faster PC radio here, heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour right here on this station and stream live to our Facebook page. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, ready to answer your computer questions. So you know what? If you have questions, well, we can't answer them unless you ask them. Our number, if you want to have your computer questions answered, is 772-340-5090, 772-340-5090. Also, you can type your questions into the comment section of our live Facebook video that's happening right now over at Facebook. You can go there, search for a Faster PC. We have almost 23,000 likes, or you just go to our website, afasterpc.com, click on the link to listen to a Faster PC radio. We're here. We're ready to answer your computer questions, and we'll be right back to do that. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC. From the founding of our company, a Faster PC has provided our customers with quality service and computer products at competitive prices. We find that in the current economy, this is more important than ever. A Faster PC recently conducted a market survey and found that our prices are the least expensive in the area. Some of our competitors charge twice what we charge. Perhaps that's why more customers are turning to a Faster PC. We're helping our customers save money by repairing their computers rather than replacing them.
Now, wait a minute. You mean a Faster PC saves customers money?
A Faster PC offers the most competitive prices for computer repair in our area.
Wait a minute. Technicians that know what they're doing for less than the competition?
That's right. A Faster PC can handle anything from software installs, virus, spyware, and malware, and those annoying pop-ups, to QuickBooks, Metisoft, and SoftIn support, from wireless networks to hardware networks. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
Conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. Call 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Microsoft has announced that they are ending support for Windows 10 October 14, 2025. If you continue to use Windows 10 after that point, your computer will be susceptible to security vulnerabilities. A Faster PC can upgrade most computers to Windows 11, even if Microsoft has told you that your computer isn't compatible, and we can even do so remotely without you needing to bring your computer in. Don't be a sitting duck or hackers. Let a Faster PC upgrade your computer. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
When you need to protect your computer from hackers,
You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
and on the web at
www.afasterpc.com.
that's www.afasterpc.com. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a Faster PC?
For more information, call 772-878-5978. Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. I know you've been waiting, a whole few minutes for the next segment of today's show. If you've been waiting to give us a call so that you can get your computer question answered, well, now's a great time to give us a call. Give us a call. The number here at the studio is 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. Of course, if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to call and be on the radio. This is your opportunity, by the way, if you do want to be on the radio. But if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to be on the radio, you don't want people to hear what you say, then you can actually head over to our Facebook video. It's a live Facebook video going on right now. You can head over there. Just go to www.afasterpc.com. Click on the link to listen to a Faster PC Radio. That'll take you to our Facebook page, or you can go to Facebook, search for a Faster PC. You'll find our page. We have between 22 and 23,000 likes. You'll be able to actually get over there, scroll down on the page a little bit. You'll see the live video, and you can type your question into the comment section. Now, your question doesn't have to be on what we've been talking about. It can be on any topic as long as it's computer related. So head over there and you can be on the show, or just give us a call, 772-340-1590. We did also want to remind you that we have technicians standing by ready to resolve computer problems. Our number in the shop is 772-878-5978, and we are located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie. Again, the number is 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Yes, you do. And hey, we're back ready to answer your questions. 772-340-1590. Again, your questions can be on any topic. They don't have to be on what we're talking about. So if you want to ask your question about something else, that certainly is fine. You can ask it, and we will help it. In fact, we have certain things that we've said, hey, we're going to go over this. Some of those things we'll go over whether we are able to go over them on the radio show or not. Others we can roll to next week if necessary, if we need to answer your question. But, there's some that we can extend the show out on the live stream at YouTube and Facebook, and we'll go over that. But, feel free to call in with your question or actually type your question into the comment section of one of the live videos, and we can go over that over there. One of the things that I did want to just mention, last week we went over watching, actually, I think it's, I get them a little bit confused. Whether it's Paramount or Peacock, but it's a CBS streaming platform. And we went over how you can watch that, and it actually is included for free in the Walmart Plus subscription. And last week, we actually, of course, we had just dropped some bombs on on several nuclear facilities. And so my wife said, well, hey, this is available on this streaming platform, and we get it for free with Walmart. Let's watch Top Gun Maverick. And a very similar plot. What they did in that movie, was more difficult to carry out, because of the various maneuvers that the planes had to go through, and the older technology that they were using in the planes, and then the newer planes that were fighting, or coming after them, and that type of thing. But it still was pretty cool to watch it, and we watched it completely free. I think my wife did fast forward through a certain scene. If you've watched the movie, maybe you know which scene that was. We didn't need to see that scene, but anyway, there's a lot that you can watch out there for free. Sometimes you could say, well, maybe it's not free because we're paying for Walmart Plus, but you know what, we're paying for Walmart Plus anyway, and we're doing that for the shipping, and we get the subscription for free, where we can watch content. It's actually included because Walmart wants to compete with Amazon. So what we're going to do in this segment, again, we're open to your questions. You can take us in a different direction, but we're going to go over, first of all, we're gonna start doing this. Start going over a threat every single week. So it could be, we're going to go over a threat. It could be it's going to be different types of threats, so that you can be prepared, so that you can be aware of these types of threats, so that you can take action to protect yourself. So the threat or the potential threat we're going to go over today is IoT devices. So what is an IoT device anyway? I mean, a lot of times in computers, there's acronyms. It sounds like, wow, how do we even know what someone's talking about? Well, IoT stands for Internet of Things. So there's a good chance, and I know we have people listening that don't have a lot of technology in your houses, but there's a good chance that you actually have these devices in your house. You may or may not be using them, but there's a good chance that a lot of you are using IoT devices. So what are we talking about with IoT devices? Well, we're talking about smart outlets. We're talking about smart thermostats. We're talking about smart televisions. We're talking about Roku devices. We just demoed a Roku device. We're talking about Amazon Fire Stick or a Google TV, or Google also has the Chromecast. There's Apple TV. A lot of Blu-ray players also connect to the internet, and so we actually see that these devices connect to the internet. They're smart outlets, and the smart outlets actually, you can turn them on or off. There's webcams, or cameras that you can actually monitor things at your house. There's security systems, and those security systems sometimes connect to the internet, and they would be at that point IoT devices. There's also other devices in your house, sometimes even some appliances, including refrigerators. My dad, years ago, he went to buy a refrigerator, and they had this high-tech refrigerator. It has a camera in it, and he doesn't know how to do that, but if he did, he could actually install an app, and the refrigerator is capable of connecting to the internet. He can see what's in the refrigerator to see, hey, do I have milk? Do I have this? Do I have that? What do I need to buy? In case he got to look at it before he went shopping. So there's a lot of things that are out there. These things all connect to the internet. How about smart speakers also? Don't want to leave out smart speakers. So you have these Amazon smart speakers or Google smart speakers, and there are other brands of smart speakers as well. These connect to the internet. They allow you to stream and you can say, hey, to your smart speaker, hey, play WPSL, and it'll play WPSL. You can, whatever your favorite radio station is, could be even back home if you've moved to a different area, but a radio station that you want to listen to, and you're too far away to get it on the radio. Well, you can actually listen to it on the TuneIn app, or you can listen to it on your smart speaker. But these smart speakers are listening, and they're collecting data, and they're connected to the internet. And all of these devices can be hacked, potentially be hacked. And by the way, if you're wondering how many of these devices are there out there, it's difficult to know exactly how many devices are out there. I actually did searches to find out how many devices are out there, and what I found are forecasts. So there's forecasts for how many devices will be out there by 2025. Obviously, we're in 2025, but I didn't find any that actually tell how many devices are actually out there. But the estimates are anywhere between 18.8 billion and 79.4 billion of these devices, or excuse me, between 18.8 billion and 41.6 billion IoT devices out there. And they're generating 79.4 zettabytes of data. So, we're talking about a huge amount of data. We're talking about, video cameras. We're talking about, again, security systems. We're talking about smart speakers. We're talking about televisions, smart switches. All of these could potentially be hacked. If they're hacked, there's various things that that can be done. We'll talk about some of those things on a later video. But what you want to know is that these can be hacked, and some of them have some sensitive data. For instance, if your speaker is recording what is said in the house, well, that could potentially be captured, by a hacker. So what do you do to protect yourself? These things make our lives easier, but what do you do to protect yourself? Well, certain things, one, you could just not use some of the devices, but if you are going to use the devices, what you really want to do, you want to have a strong username and password associated with the account that controls the device. You also, if these devices, if possible, many times people have, if you have your own router, if you're using an AT&T router, modem/router, or a Comcast modem/router, or one provided by your internet provider, very likely you're not going to have this feature. But if you have your own router, then very likely you have not only a network for your own devices like your computers, but you also have a guest network. And many of these devices could be connected to your guest network, and the guest network is isolated by default. That means that those devices can connect to the internet, they can do what they need to do, but they can't get anywhere else. They can't go out and actually try to communicate with other devices on the network. We have actually seen security systems connected to the internet that had a hacker in them. And we actually, because we have remote monitoring on our systems, we actually have seen many, I'm talking upwards of close to 100 failed login attempts to a computer coming from a camera system. And so what happens, the hacker got into the camera system, and then the camera system is on the local network. And so the hacker then attempts to connect to the computers, and really at that point it's just, you're thinking, 80 failed login attempts in 5 minutes. How many times are they going to try? They're going to keep trying until they can successfully log in. And they're going to try different usernames, they're going to try different passwords, and eventually, given enough times, given enough tries, they will be able to log in to your computer. That's called a brute force attack, and we'll talk more about brute force attacks in the future. But just know that these types of things do happen, and really you want to actually protect yourself against this. Putting that device on a separate network, even if it's getting its own router for that network, would help. Now, some of the devices, if it's a television, if it's speakers, and you're actually sending those, maybe streaming from your computer to that device, maybe you'll need to switch over periodically to that same network to be able to connect to those devices. And maybe, at that point, you would have to have a separate router for that. Because it couldn't be isolated, because you're going to actually have to connect from your computer to, let's say, the Roku device or another one of the streaming devices, so that you can stream directly from your computer to the computer screen. But you would only want to do that in a limited situation when you needed to do that, or do it with a computer that doesn't have any of your personal data. So if you're interested out there in making sure that your IoT devices, Internet of Things again, are protected and you need help with that, give us a call, 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978, or go to our website at fasterpc.com. One of the things that we do want to talk about also, I mentioned earlier, monitoring. So remote monitoring and patch management is vitally important if you want to protect your computers from hackers. So if you want to protect your computers, your computer network from hackers, it's important that you have remote monitoring and patch management set up. So we're talking about remote monitoring. What does remote monitoring do? Well, it can alert you to certain things like your hard drive is filling up, or your processor is running too hot. That's the CPU that does all the mathematical calculations. Or you have too high of a RAM utilization. And those types of things can be addressed. But really the most critical, in my opinion, is failed login attempts. You know, if we get a notification that says someone had maybe 5 failed login attempts in 5 minutes, well, maybe they forgot their password. Maybe CapLocks is turned on. Maybe the NumLocks is not turned on, and they're using the number pad over there. And, you know, that's probably not a big deal. But you know what? If we're seeing 80 failed login attempts in 5 minutes, well, that's not a person doing that. That's a system. That's perhaps a hacker that has gotten into a device on the network and is actually going after and targeting a computer with a brute force attack trying to log in. So you want to make sure that you have remote monitoring and patch management in place on your system to make sure that your systems, if there is this type of threat, that you can be alerted of this. Well, if you don't have the capability of doing that yourself, a Faster PC does have a solution where we can provide remote monitoring. We can actually determine and we can be alerted if there is a problem, if you are seeing large numbers of failed login attempts to your computer. Well, we need to investigate that, see what's going on. So if you're out there and you're saying, hey, you know what, I want a faster PC, I need a faster PC to protect my network, give us a call, 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978. And remember, when you have cybersecurity problems, you need a faster PC.
To a Faster PC radio heard on this station every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back for the final segment of today's show. Listen, if you want to get your computer questions answered and you haven't called in, now's your opportunity. In fact, this is your last opportunity coming up. 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. You can also head over to our Facebook page, and you can actually, from the Facebook page, you can type your computer questions into the comment section of the live video, and we'll cover them on today's show. But you know what? You've got to get over there right now or give us a call, 772-340-1590, so we can answer your computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC. This is Brian Longworth, host of A Faster PC Radio, where we answer your computer questions for free every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. But it gets even better than that.
Now, wait a minute. How could it possibly get any better than that?
Yes, Cliff. A Faster PC has technicians standing by every Saturday ready to work on your computer.
Wait a minute. Technicians standing by on a Saturday?
Well, Cliff, A Faster PC has technicians standing by Monday through Friday for standard and emergency service, both in-shop and on-site. That means you can bring your computer to A Faster PC, or A Faster PC can come to you. And if you need computer service in a hurry, we offer emergency service both in-shop and on-site. We can handle anything from software installs, viruses, spyware, to multi-site VPN networking. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC, conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Microsoft has announced that they are ending support for Windows 10 October 14, 2025. If you continue to use Windows 10 after that point, your computer will be susceptible to security vulnerabilities. A Faster PC can upgrade most computers to Windows 11, even if Microsoft has told you that your computer isn't compatible, and we can even do so remotely without you needing to bring your computer in. Don't be a sitting duck or hackers. Let A Faster PC upgrade your computer. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
When you need to protect your computer from hackers,
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Fort St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
and on the web at
www.thefastpc.com. .com.
That's www.afasterpc.com. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
For more information, call 772-878-5978. Welcome back to A Faster PC Radio. This is the last segment of today's show. We'd love to answer your computer questions, but if you don't call, we can't answer. Give us a call. The number to have your computer question answered is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, or you can hop on over to our Facebook page, A Faster PC, and actually from there, you can type your question into the comment section. So again, just a few more minutes to answer your questions. We did want to remind you also that not only can you ask your questions at the Facebook page or by calling 772-340-1590, but you can also watch the video as well. So some of the questions that I'm answering, as I answer those questions, I'll be able actually to show you the steps that you go through to resolve computer problems. And if you're not where you can watch it right now, that's fine. You can watch it at your convenience shortly after the show's over. It'll be up there on our Facebook page. You can get there one of two ways. Either go to our website, afasterpc.com. We have a link that says listen to A Faster PC Radio. If you click on that, it'll take you to our Facebook page, or go to Facebook and search for A Faster PC. We also wanted to remind you that in the shop we have technicians standing by today to work on computers and resolve computer problems. We're at 7190 South US 1, and our number in the office is 772-878-5978. And of course, we're here to answer your questions. Well, your computer questions, and we could answer other questions, but we're here specifically to answer computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we're back ready to answer your computer, technical, streaming, and cybersecurity questions. And I just switched over to the live streams to see if there's any questions coming over there. Don't see any yet, but hey, if you're out there and you have a question, you want to get it answered, you can type that in. If we don't have the time to go over it during the live show, we'll go over it after the fact, maybe or maybe even in next week's show. We'll actually cover that. So we do also roll out various segments of our shows over to Facebook and over to YouTube actually as individual videos. So you'll be able actually to watch that and see what's going on over there. So one of the things that we do on this show is we do actually go over the latest and biggest cybersecurity threats of the week. Imagine a single command giving hackers full control of your Linux system, or a seemingly innocent Chrome tab silently hijacking your entire computer. These aren't hypotheticals, they're real, unpatched threats right now. Stay with me, because in the next 60 seconds, I'm going to reveal the critical vulnerabilities that you must patch today to avoid disaster. So what we're looking at here, and I'll just give you a quick rundown of this: Linux control vulnerability in sudo feature. There's a Cisco hard-coded credentials in unified CEM software. Microsoft 365 direct send feature is being abused to send spoofed emails. New Chrome 0-day is being exploited in the wild. Microsoft's removing password management from Authenticator app in August. The FBI is warning of threat actors using healthcare insurance scams. And there's also a warning about rising cyber threats from Iran. Who would have thought that would actually happen? Obviously, we've been warning you that this could happen. So the Linux sudo vulnerability, it's a heap-based buffer overflow in error handling. So this is actually what we're looking at. The sudo flaw is a heap-based buffer overflow in the sudoer's error log function. Here's how it works. The trigger is this. When sudo encounters a misconfigured sudoers rule, it calls log error with untrusted input. Corruption, poor bound checking in VSN print TF allows overriding adjacent heap metadata. Exploit primitive attackers craft malicious sudoers rules to control the overflow, hijack functions, and point to the escalation route. So there is a temporary workaround. That temporary workaround requires disabling sudoers error logging, and you can actually do that. There's also an exploit detection that monitors sudo processors spawning shells with strace. Cisco has a unified CM static SSH keys and post-exploit lateral movement. So Cisco has this error. It isn't just a hard-coded credentials. It's compiled in RSA private keys for root access. Forensic analysts show that the key location embeds in the AVVID conf binary blob. The post-exploit attackers persist via ld.so.preload to intercept auth attempts. Patching isn't enough. You need to rotate all host keys post-update. Cisco patch doesn't remediate compromised systems. So you need to be aware of this. If you're using the Cisco system, you need to protect yourself. There's a Chrome zero-day threat. This is a V8 type confusion bypassing CFG and arbitrary RW. So this is a zero-day threat. Zero-day means that it's already being used by hackers. So this abuses type confusion in Turbofan, Google's JIT compiler. Here's the exploit train. Here's the exploit chain. Trigger malicious JS forces de-optimization of a typed array, and basically the engine becomes confused, incorrectly treating the array as a JS array object. And then you have memory corruption. The attacker controlled indexes allow arbitrary RW via crafted array.prototype.sort. And so there is a proof of concept that is out there that has demonstrated that this is out and it is actually working. There's a mitigation. So Chrome flags you want to enable. There's steps to take to mitigate this, and then also to sanitize the memory. If you're using Microsoft Authenticator and you're using the password manager in Microsoft Authenticator will continue to work, but the password manager is being ended. So if you're out there, you're using Microsoft Authenticator and you've been using the password manager, you're going to want to quickly rotate over to something else, because the password manager is actually going away. It's going away August 1st. So you have less than a month to get your passwords migrated. We did just load out or roll out the video this week of where we talked about password management, and we discussed, first of all, the 5 biggest password mistakes that you're probably making, and we also showed you a free way of actually managing your passwords and a paid way. The paid way doesn't cost very much, but it does cost some money, and you can actually get out there and do that. I would encourage you to migrate to a secure password management system. You also want to be aware that FBI is warning of threat actors using health insurance scams. The FBI has issued a warning about a health insurance scam where fraudsters impersonate insurers or fraud investigators via emails, text, and calls. They pressure individuals and healthcare providers into disclosing personal details like medical records, bank information, social security numbers, and more. Scammers often use urgency or the promise of refunds to trick victims into compliance. The FBI advises verifying any unexpected messages through official insurer contact channel. That means going to their website, and actually their website, not someone else's website that looks like their website, but going to your insurer's website and calling them, or calling them on the number that's on your insurance card. Avoiding clicking links in unsolicited communications, using strong passwords, and enabling multi-factor authentication. There's also a rising threat of cyber attacks from Iran. And the U.S. cybersecurity and intelligence agencies issued a joint advisory warning of rising cyber threats from Iran, state-sponsored and affiliated hacking groups targeting U.S. defense contractors, critical infrastructure operators like energy, water, and transportation, and OT/ICS systems. Although no coordinated large-scale attacks have been observed yet, officials say the current geopolitical tensions, especially ties to Israeli-linked organizations, could prompt disruptive operations. Recommended measures include disconnecting OT systems from the internet, applying software updates, enforcing strong authentication, and remaining alert for any suspicious network activity. And one of the things that we do at a Faster PC is we actually do provide managed services with advanced cybersecurity. And we actually have not only the remote monitoring that we talked about earlier, but we also have zero trust software, we have zero trust networking. We can actually protect your systems from attacks. We even have what's called managed detect and respond, where there's actually 24/7 monitoring of your computer, so that if there is a threat that is detected and seen, let's say that a hacker is able to get past one or all of the various protections that are available out there and that are implemented on your system. Well, there's actually managed detect and respond that actually detects that this is happening and can actually isolate the system so that and shut down the threat and alert so that steps can be taken to actually prevent further damage from happening. So, if you're out there and you're saying, hey, you know what, this is a lot to go over. I really don't understand what all this means and whether it applies to me or not. You can give us a call, 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978. We can actually help you. We can actually even do a vulnerability scan, a penetration scan of your systems to determine whether your systems are safe. Maybe you think your systems are safe. Maybe you're doing your work yourself and you think your systems are safe. Or maybe you have another IT firm and you think, hey, they're doing a great job. Our systems are safe. We've never had a problem. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have a problem in the future. If you want to know for sure, you want to have a second opinion, you want to actually have a scan run to determine whether your systems are protected or not. Well, we can do that for you, and we do offer that for businesses. We can actually offer that for you for free. We can actually run one of these scans. You know what? Even if you're an individual, we can probably do it for free for you as well. Just give us a call, 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978, or go to our website at fasterpc.com. When you're at our website, you can schedule a free discovery call. And on that discovery call, we can discuss running a scan to actually protect your computers and to make sure that your systems are secure, to make sure that your systems are protected. So again, give us a call, 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978. And again, you can go over to our website, click on the link where you can actually schedule a free discovery call where we can actually go over the various steps that we can take and check your systems to see if your systems are secure. At least, what could it risk you? Really, what it doesn't cost you anything to do. And even if you want to make the changes yourself or have your current IT people make those changes, at least you'll know what changes need to make, and at least you'll know whether you're protected or not. So you can actually head over there again, fasterpc.com, 772-878-5978.
Not a help.
We're coming to the end of today's show, but if you've missed any part of this show, want to listen to or watch it again, or want to share it with your friends, head over to our website, fasterpc.com, and look at the top of the page. Right in the middle, there's a red button that says Live Technical Support. Click on that button. On the left-hand side, you'll see various ways that you can actually request live technical support from a Faster PC's technicians. On the right-hand side, you'll see how you can listen to and watch a Faster PC live technical support, including on the radio, on the TuneIn app, on your Alexa or Google speakers, and on our podcast, as well as links to both our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, where you'll not only be able to hear the show, but also see the show. We also have links to our YouTube channel's video page, where you can watch individual segments, and then also our shorts page, where you can watch little snippets of a Faster PC live technical support. We're open today until 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, we're open from 9 to 5. And next Saturday, we'll be open from 9 to 2. We want to invite you to listen to our church radio show tomorrow morning here on WPSL at 10 a.m. You can listen to other sermons on our church website, covenanttabernacle.com, or our church YouTube channel, Covenant Tabernacle World Outreach Center. If you have any computer questions for next week's show, you can type those into the comment section of our live videos over at YouTube and Facebook. Again, you can get the links to both of those by clicking on the live technical support button at our website, the top middle, and you can request live technical support on that page as well. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
245 years ago, brave men pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor to establish a country where we can live free. Our nation isn't perfect, but it is the greatest nation on the face of the earth. This July 4th, let us honor the sacrifice of the many who fought to establish and preserve our freedom. Thank God for his blessings on America, and fight to return our nation back to God. God bless America.
WPSL Port